everybody, I am Thatnursingprof and welcome to my channel. In today's video, we're going to be talking about stress and how to deal with stress in school. The first thing I wanted to point out was a little bit of stress is a good thing. It means that you actually care about what you're doing and what you're studying, and it can actually help you to focus on the tasks at hand. When it becomes a bad thing is when you're stressed all the time, 24/7. We can't be living our lives like that. So in this video, I am going to be talking about some ways that you can hopefully decrease a little bit of that stress. So my first tip is to organize everything. Get yourself a planner, and then on the first day, take all your syllabi and put everything on the planner. Nothing's more stressful than realizing like, oh my God, I have a test tomorrow, or oh, I have an assignment I didn't know, and it's 11 o'clock at night, and you're like rushing to get it done. So knowing in advance when your things are due is really gonna help you combat that stress. The next thing I would recommend you do is get up about 15 minutes earlier than you normally do every day and make it part of your routine. I like to be at work a little bit early every day because there's always something happens, like the printer doesn't work, or we're out of paper, or there's traffic jam and I'm gonna be late if I didn't leave early. So always give yourself an extra 15 minutes in the morning to do things that you need to do, because there's always some disaster, there's always some hiccup that comes up. So give yourself a little bit of time in the morning when you wake up on your way to school. Another way to avoid some of those disasters in the morning is to prepare everything the night before. So lay out your clothes, pack your lunch, pack your school bag or your clinical bag, and get everything ready the night before. So in the morning, you can just pick up and go and you don't have to worry about it, and that's one less thing to stress you out. When you're in school, you're learning a lot of new things and you're being asked to memorize a lot of new information. So don't focus on memorizing stuff that's kind of trivial. Write it down, write a post-it note. You have a dentist appointment, write it down. You don't need to memorize those dates because you need that brain space for something more important. So don't be afraid to write things down. Don't rely on memory. My next tip to decrease your stress is to decrease the amount of stuff you have to do. Decrease the amount of responsibility you have. And you can do this by simply saying no. A lot of times people will ask you to do things and they keep asking and more people, and it starts piling up, and now you have all this stuff you have to do that you probably didn't really want to do in the first place, and now it's affecting your time. And so you can learn how to say no to those people in a polite way, right? We can be nice about it and say, no, I'm sorry, I'm in school, I have to study, and that's gonna decrease your stress because you're gonna have less things to worry about and you can focus on school. A big source of stress that we have is when we don't know things. So if we don't know things, it's okay to ask for help. So whether that's asking your classmates for help, whether that's contacting your professor and asking them for help, your advisor, whomever, don't be afraid to ask for help. It will help you decrease your stress in school. Another thing I would recommend is to just be optimistic in general. Be optimistic about school, be optimistic about your grades, your exams, your assignments, and that's really going to help decrease the stress in your life. One way to continue to be optimistic is to avoid negative people and negative self-talk. So if you're in a group of people, maybe it's your study group, and they're all kind of complainers, and they're just complaining about everything all the time, then you're probably going to become a complainer too. And that's not positive for you, and it's not positive for them. It's going to add to your stress. And the other thing about that is negative self-talk. So if you're used to being around people who are talking negatively, you're going to start talking to yourself negatively, right? You're going to say, I don't understand this, I don't get this, I'm never going to understand this doesn't make any sense. So don't think like that. Think, how can I understand this? What can I do to make this make sense? Who can I ask to help me with this? So don't talk negative with other people and don't talk negative to yourself about yourself. Another way to decrease stress in school or life in general is to declutter your study space. So wherever your study space is, if it's your kitchen table, if you have a desk, if you're studying on your bed, I don't recommend studying on your bed, and I'll do another video about why. But wherever your study space is, make sure that is clear from clutter, because a cluttered space is a cluttered mind. After you've decluttered your study space and you're actually ready to study, things I recommend studying are practice questions. So these are usually found in the back of your book. ATI has some practice resources, and your textbook publisher usually has some practice quizzes and things like that too. When you take these quizzes, time yourself, because you're going to get timed in real life, right? You're going to get timed in lecture. When you take your exams, you're going to get timed if you take the ATI computer exam, and you're definitely going to get timed on NCLEX. So time yourself, get used to the time pressure in a kind of low pressure situation at home or wherever you study. That way, when you go to take the actual test and you actually have that real time pressure, you'll be a little bit more comfortable and it won't stress you out so much. And then my final 2 tips about dealing with stress in school are: make sure you get some sleep. So try to go to bed at a reasonable hour and try to set a normal sleep schedule for you. Don't be going to bed erratically at, one day I'm going to go to bed at 8 and then I'm going to go to bed at 11, then I'll go to bed at 4 a.m. Don't do that. Try to set like a nice sleep schedule. I go to bed at this time every day, I wake up at this time every day. That's going to be healthy for you, and it's going to decrease a lot of your stress and your fatigue. And then the other thing is have some fun. Take some breaks from studying, take some breaks from school, and have some fun. Whether it's just, I'm going to go watch a movie on Netflix for a couple hours and kind of turn my brain off, or, when the weather's nice outside, I'm going to go to Six Flags for the weekend, something like that. Take some time off, give your brain a break, and that's going to help you de-stress. So I hope this video was helpful. If there's anything else that you do to de-stress that you think I should add, let me know. And I'll see you in the next one.